Hey, yo, what's goody?
What's up, guys? Thank you for listening to my podcast. So, this story is called Wife of 28 is Texting a Male Coworker at Night. Feels weird, but I have female work friends too. So, he goes, my wife has a work friend, Jeff. Her and Jeff exchange numbers and text about random things throughout the day and night. One thing that irks me is I can see her ponder her response for minutes at a time. Like she really has to make sure that the response is through and through. She does this with no one else, including me. She'll spit out text and hit send as fast as possible. And then he goes, I have a female work friend as well, so I have a tough time bringing up my concerns without being hypocritical. At the same time, I work in an environment that is extremely collaborative, where you are working with coworkers nonstop. You see and spend time with them more than your family. And she works at a school, so I feel like you have to make an effort to get a male coworker friend. I don't really text them at night either, so we're all typically in group texts. Am I freaking out over nothing? Okay, so the thing is, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. When females start texting other people like that at night, like, and you're supposed to be together and, have you time, then she's trying to get some emotional connection from someone else, right? There's like probably something that's not being fulfilled within her, and she can't obviously deal with it on her own, right? So that could be one of the reasons. Another idea is like, is she hiding her phone? Like, has she put a new password on her phone? Does she take the phone from room to room with her? Like, is she accountable? Like, when you are not with her and you call her, does she pick up? Like, is all of these things like to take into consideration. So with that being said, you can't just assume that they have this romantic friendship when it could be just that they're really just friends. At the same time, like, I'm the type of person that I look at people's body language, right? So I look at people's body language when they're texting, and if they're very like flirty, like you could tell when someone's being flirty with their body language. I don't know, that's just me. I'm very particular, and when I look at someone and they're like being a certain way and they're acting different with me, like I just am very noticeable. I notice that a lot. So that's just me. That's what I do. Also, it's at night that she's texting him. So she's texting him at night and you're there with her. Call her out on it. Like, why not? Let her know that what she's doing when it's supposed to be you and her in bed, like supposed to be ready to go to sleep, that it's bothering you. I know some guys are like, oh, but I don't want to talk about that because, I also have friends that are girls. And, but at the same time, if it's affecting you in some way, like if you don't talk about it, it's just going to get worse. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just going to get worse. You guys are not having an open line of communication. So something's got to give, And at the same time, like, you're not going to go around snooping on her phone, right? Like, that's just weird. Don't go snooping. And it's just weird. Like, and also, I don't know why you would think that working at a school would mean that it would be harder to make work friends. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, in school, people have to collaborate and stuff like that too. But I think it has to do with a little bit of insecurity on the guy's part, because you can just approach the situation as a man and speak to her, but instead you choose to remain anonymous and ask the world what they think that you should do about your own feelings. You get what I'm saying? That's just odd to me. You know, if you trust yourself and you trust your gut, then go with your hunch, right? Go with your instinct. Or so somebody commented and said, okay, back to the problem. I'm not sure the ins and outs of the relationship, but it just might be a close friend or worker. It doesn't seem like she's going out of her way to hide it from you. Nothing really seems suspicious or prominent enough to be considered a red flag. Don't read too much into it. Instead of a direct confrontation, how about trying to engage in conversations about her work life and casually mentioning the said coworker? Like about the projects that they may be working on together. I think that's stupid. I think that's really stupid. Because that's basically like, you're trying to talk to her about it, but you're not being direct. See, this is why most relationships nowadays do not work. Because people aren't forthcoming and direct. When someone asks you a question, it should be the norm to answer it. Or if you don't want to answer it, you can also say that, right? You can also say, I don't feel like answering that right now. Or I don't want to talk about that. Or I'll answer it another time, not right now. Or just answer it. Simple. But where the comment is like saying like, oh, casually mention the coworker, like that's just going to make me think like, first of all, why are you in my business? Like, how do you even know about this person? Right? So how do you know about this person, first of all? Because I never talked about them to you. And why, like, for real? Like, that's all I'm going to ask. And then you're going to be stuck because you obviously feel some type of way that I have a guy friend. But that's just my opinion. Hey, we all have our opinions. So but yeah, so that was the story for today. It wasn't really all that. It was just somebody like questioning, I guess, how they should feel about having his girlfriend having a guy friend. In which case he obviously feels some type of way about it and he's not doing anything about it. So you're just gonna be with the same issue. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.